Who would like to give us a recap of the first 4 hours of the 12-hour strain for a little inspiration? The last 7 hours will get you nothing since Ted has already spilled the beans. It's just the theme song over and over.
Ted, do you want this one?
I mean,
No,
you're
go
getting
for it.
gypped out of the 7 hours worth of inspiration. So.
Um, we. Oh fuck! I did remember. I've now forgotten where we started. We did some more snooping, the best that we could. We spoke with the House of Inspired Hands, who were very unhappy that the cops had come and interrogated them. Um, Corsonis blew his top at them, which was wonderful.
Yeah.
Um, um, we decided to see if when oh that's right, we started actually with the interrogation of the corpses, um, where we learned primarily that Dalakar was pretty much the only contact to Daggalt. Daggalt was trying to get the horde to his son Rainier. Dalakar had the stone, described the stone to us, and in the explosion, or I guess after the explosion, likely he was robbed. He did not have it at the end. We assumed then that either the Nimble Right got it and fled, or that the investigators who took the bodies might have it. Um, with some good, clever spider sleuthing from Exidia, we discovered it's not at least in evidence. Uh, so now we're kind of back to waiting on Vincent Trench to uh, look out for or to bring us the Nimble Right. Um, Piety also discovered that she's being patroned by Ilmater. And then we had a big weird fight about Piety trying out new beds all over the house. Uh,
It's a
and
strong word.
it
We made a plan.
we did make a plan. There was, listening back, a humorous amount of crosstalk over and intensity over the whole thing. um, uh, we also had the girl from the Yawning Portal come by, bring Exidia some treats, and also mentioned that the Yawning Portal has some weird crystalline infection in it, and she very politely accused, or suggested, I guess, that Exidia might be the one to blame for that. But as far as Exidia knows, that was not her fault. And I believe that's pretty much where we ended.
That sounds pretty good to me. Give yourself a point of inspiration. Anyone have anything they would like to add to that session summary?
I think that about covers it.
All right, fantastic. Um, so we find ourselves back at the haunt with the open question: what would you like to do? Let me see if I can find. Nope, that's not it. What is the plan going forward?
I think we're just waiting, right? We don't have anything else we can think of doing.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke to Dalakar, and that I won't say got us. No, it didn't give us another avenue to really pursue per se.
Yeah.
I'm funny. Um, it. I mean, short of going to see if anything comes out of Rainier's mind. Yeah, that's the right character. Sorry, I've been thinking it's Thursday all day, so
Right.
I'm already off.
Right, just following in that tradition.
Um, so yeah, unless like that might shake something out with him, which I doubt.
Mhm.
I don't see that
Okay.
really getting us much. I mean, we could try, but like,
Right. So, in terms of the primary investigation, this finding the nimble, right? It sounds like the plan is wait and see what Vincent Trench has for you in, at this point, 2 days.
hmm
Is that the plan?
Yeah,
Okay. How are you going to spend these 2 days?
probably working.
Okay. Um, do we want to take some time then to? It's about that time. It's a little early, a couple days early, but do we want to take some time to try and refresh our calculations for how much the haunt is going to make in the next 10 day? Or do people have other things they want to do or personal business they want to conduct?
Are we at all interested in investigating the crystalline thing going on in the yawning portal? I will say I am interested in
Yeah.
investigating that.
I think we can all be along for that, but ultimately that's your thread. So if you want to pull it, we got to follow you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'll bring it up that maybe we spend a day like just checking that out and seeing what is there, with the like intention to, not get too caught up in it that we like miss Trench.
Okay. Great. So we'll say up in the morning, heading over to the portal.
Yeah, we'll chat about it in the morning, and then if everyone's down, head that way.
Great. Yeah, so you head over to the portal. They've got some sort of lightly attended brunch thing going on. As you enter, you can see that they are cleaning up from some early morning version of their stage show. There's a couple dead sturges laying around that people are mopping up. It's light to moderately populated, a lot more empty tables than you'd usually see, but 10:30 in the morning, not the most popular time to spend at what is known as a rowdy and raucous establishment. You Of note, you do not see Yesela here, and for the first time, you do not see, and more importantly, you do not hear, perhaps the favorite patron of the yawning portal. Little Theo is nowhere around screaming his lungs out about either being terribly scared or wanting to be terribly scared. Um, so you enter, presumably, flag
Head
somebody
up to the
down.
bar
Yeah.
and just hey, so I was told that there was something funky going on, crystalline kind of thing, down, you know, in the place, whatever
Uh,
it's called.
yeah, you're
Exidia.
Exidia, that's right. Yeah, you haven't been around for a little bit ever since that thing with
Yeah.
um yeah, that guy. Uh yeah, like I think I heard something about that. Let me go get Durnan.
Sounds great.
Durnan comes out. Exidia, I thought you and your friends forgot about us.
No,
Nice.
just lots of threads,
Hmm,
explosions, that kind of thing. Keeps you busy.
hmm, I understand. Well, anybody need food? Y'all eating this morning?
No, thank you.
I mean, I don't really see how those two questions correlate. I have eaten this morning, but I could take some food.
Okay. You know what? Get get 5 breakfasts. Just bring them to the table in the back. We'll go sit there. I'll explain what's going on. Takes you back to a table that is um, right by the entrance to the private area in the back of this building. And even more sparsely populated. Back here, the wait staff, as this conversation goes on, is bringing a regular assortment of fruits and breads and uh, some breakfast meats. As Durnan explains the following. Well, it started about I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days after your original business with Rainier. Um, there's a, as you know, as we explained the first time around, the true opening to the portal is kept in the back, at least in this side under guard, and we, those that are interested, those true adventurers that are interested, we lower them down. There's a substantial, there's a locked gate at the bottom that our guards are the only ones that have the key to. They open that up. There's a substantial corridor that winds its way around and slightly down that will take adventurers to the first level of the Undermountain Dungeon. Well, as I said, about 4 or 5 days after the y'all were lucky enough to rescue Rainier and Floon, we started hearing reports that that corridor was developing some rather substantial cracks. Um, it's old, so we didn't care much until people started talking about the cracks were growing, they were getting larger. You could almost fit through, and then you could sort of squeeze through. And then you couldn't quite squeeze through because there was this weird growth on it. And then it grew even more. So even though this growth was growing, you could still squeeze through, but it was still tight. So we sent somebody down there, and sure enough, it looked like things were starting to fall apart at a rapid rate, and that there was some growth that seemed to be accelerating the process. And it probably took me another couple days to realize where I'd seen that before. And it looks similar, Xidia, to whatever this growth is that you've got going on. Now, I'm not saying that the two are related, but what I am saying is that y'all have proven yourselves in a very short time to be both quick thinkers and able to handle yourselves under pressure. And I don't know anyone who has any more familiarity with this crystalline substance than you would have, Exidia. So whether or not that comes into play, I don't know, but I figure it can't hurt.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
I don't have any experience undoing something like this, so but if we can find something that helps me figure that out, that would be good. Um
well, I
I
mean, it'd be
we
good for
can
us too.
definitely check it out. See what we can figure out.
All right. Well, look, I got to say the latest bit about 3 days ago, an adventuring crew went down there. They didn't even make it down to Under Mountain. Some, as it was described, black oozy thing reached out of one of these things and tried to pull a guy in there, and basically burned his leg off below the knee. Right? They came running back, and look, all of this, and he sort of gestures around to the restaurant. He's like, "Look, this is nice. It's nice to have something simple, but the real money is offering safe passage to adventurers down to that dungeon and getting a cut on what they bring back up. And if we can't guarantee safe passage anymore, well, it's gonna open up possibilities for competition. You understand?"
Yeah, I get you. Well, look, we'll check it out. We'll do what we can. We'll let you know if we find anything out.
All right. Well, that sounds like a deal. Let's say I don't know. Let's say 250 gold. If you can tell me definitively what the problem is, and another 500 on top of that if you can tell me you've taken care of it and it's no longer a problem.
Celia just kind of looks over to the other people like,
Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
all right. Well, sounds good. Anything stopping us from going now?
Do you guys want to finish any of this food? It's the only thing I can think of.
I think she'll
Ex-
take it to go.
I mean, Exidia's finished at least a plate, if not two, during
Okay.
this conversation.
All right, wonderful. In that case, why don't you all follow me? And I'm fucking that up pretty good. Okay. Uh, yeah. So takes you through the door marked private, winds you through um, some fairly nondescript hallways. You've been back here at this point at least twice before. Exidia, obviously, you've been back here a couple more times. Where none of you have been is through a door that leads to a room with just two armed dudes sitting in it. There's a half orc and a human. They're clearly bored out of their minds, and so bored that it takes them a moment to sort of stand at attention, even when Turnin shows up, and he just sort of waves them off. Right as you open another door, go down a set of stairs, right, wind through another bit of labyrinth, and finally open a door to a room where some more attentive guards are sitting around what looks eerily similar in that you're in a room probably 30 by 30, and you see what appears to be the opening of a well that is virtually identical, maybe a little smaller in scale, but virtually identical to what you see up in the dining room in the Yawning Portal. But here, there are no tables, there is no bar, there are no cheering patrons. Just these two well-armed guards. And unlike the portal, quote unquote, in the dining room upstairs, there is no weird pulley system with a rickety platform to take you up and down. They've built a proper spiral staircase along the inside of this wall. And you can, as Durnan leads you through, can walk your way down. Takes a good amount of time. It's probably, about 4, maybe 5 stories worth of stairs. Those of you that rely on it, as you're about 2/3 of the way down the stairwell, you are thankful that they have already lit torches, because that is all that's allowing you to see deeper into this portal. There is, as you reach the bottom, there is 2 more armed guards, this time very attentive, standing at either side of a gate. Durnan nods. One of them unlocks it, opens it up, and Durnan says, "It's corridors long. It's probably, I don't know, maybe a little less than half a mile down that way. I'll leave instructions with these two to unlock it when you return. Anything else you want from me?"
No, as long as we're not trapped down here, I think that'll do.
All right. Good luck then.
All right, I will start heading down the corridor.
Okay. Does everybody here have night vision?
No.
I
Okay.
have superior night vision, and I also have dancing lights.
Okay. Fantastic.
I can light a torch.
Okay.
I'm casting dancing lights.
Okay. Fantastic. Great. So, you head down this hallway, and it's little cramped, little claustrophobic. It's hard to walk down the hallway any more than, you know, two people wide. Um, you can see there are all sorts of scrapes and scuffs and dried something in various places as you walk down this hall, and it is easy to imagine the various states of people that have walked in the other direction, either dragging significant treasure after a successful endeavor, or perhaps just returning with their bloodied and battered bodies after a not so successful endeavor. Um, it is a little hard to say whether Dernan's distance estimate was right, but you're walking for about 15 or 20 minutes before it's unmistakable. You can see some small crystalline growths protruding from the left side of the wall that look eerily similar to something you've seen before.
Does this area look familiar? Like, was this where we were before?
You have never been down here before.
Okay. Well, do any of you guys know how to cleanse defiled ground?
I've only known about defiled ground since I've known you, so I'm afraid that is not a skill that I have thought to practice.
How likely do you think defiling it more will cancel out the defilement?
No, that can't
Don't
be it.
don't think so.
I I thought you could do it. So,
As I
I don't.
said up there, I know only how to cause this, not how to fix it.
Do you know how to? But you know how to control it, right?
Is there any chance you can tell us what it actually is?
No. I assume that it's like some kind of overgrowth sourcing from like the Feywild. But no, I mean, I meddled with something I shouldn't have meddled with, and like, opened a rift, and like, I don't know how to control it any more than I could control the magic I was taught before. It is now just the case that the magic I was taught before looks like this. I was really hoping we would get down here and there would be like, I'm a big monster, and if you beat me, all of this will go away. And then we could just fight it, and then we'd be done. But no, I don't know how to control this.
But you can control your own.
I just do the stuff that I did before, and now it happens like this now.
Do you want to? I mean, you can
No.
try.
Like, we don't even have like, what level are we?
For
Yeah, I don't have dispel magic. I don't have anything.
oh, I do though.
How do you have dispel magic if we're 4th level?
I have Drow high magic feat.
Interesting. Yeah, look, if I start trying to cast magic at this stuff, it's just going to grow more. Yeah, we can try to investigate it and take a look and see if we can figure out more about what it is. But I am no font of knowledge or anything. All I can say is it looks like it's definitely the same shit.
I'm happy to take a look. Not that I think I will do any better than anyone else here. Perhaps there is something, some monster causing this if we were to press on. I mean, this is only the first sign of it, right?
Hmm. It's possible if we can trace it to some kind of source, there would be some kind of similar rift to the one that I experienced, but that seems dangerous, and it's not like I can close an interdimensional portal.
I mean, I don't have a better idea, so
Keep an eye out for goopy black things.
Send the lights down, pass farther, and go that way.
Okay. So it sounds like the plan is to just sort of continue along the hallway and see what additional signs y'all can pick up as to what's going on. Have I summarized that correctly, or have I missed something?
Can we like take a look at the like cracks and stuff? Like, does it look like it's crawling along the hallway? Does it look like there's like one side that it is like sourcing from and like breaking into this hallway from? Like, can we
Absolutely,
get
you can.
what direction to go?
Although you did mention a bunch of stuff, so if everyone could tell me what it is they're looking for, Ixidia, what specifically are you looking for?
If there's any direction to where this growth is coming from, like if it's growing from a certain direction.
Great. Make me either a perception or investigation check. Kaz, what are you looking for?
Uh, uh, I think I would like to know if it's like, did it look like it fell off here, or does it look like it's just like a little trailing like left? Like what I'm basically trying to say is, does it look like it came from somewhere else, or did it like did it move here?
Okay, I got you. Make me a nature check. Exidia, you can see there's a outcropping, obviously right here. There's one maybe 10 or 15 feet further down that's pretty easy to see. And because your perception check was so high, you can see off of some of the dancing light that Nim has sent down this hallway, you can see some rocks or some crystalline something. It's hard to tell from this distance, but there is an unusual glitter, maybe another 50 feet down the hallway, that might be another outcropping. In addition, the one that you're standing at, there's a pretty good size crack in the wall. It's probably 2.5 feet long and maybe maybe a foot wide at its widest point. Substantial, but the one, it's hard to say because you're not in front of it, but the one about 10 or 15 feet down, that looks like it might be even bigger. Corsonis and Nim, be thinking about what you're looking for, if anything. Kaz with a 20, you can tell pretty readily, just, you're not, you haven't done a lot of caving in your time, but you've done some, right? And you know a thing or two about nature, and this is uncommon. It would be highly irregular for these to have just grown here. It really seems like something or someone has come through here and either intentionally put these here or left them as a residue of their passing, which is just too hard to tell without knowing what that might be. Corsonis, any plans?
I would like to try to, like, obviously it looks like crystal, but
Mhm.
try to figure out a little better what it is.
Okay.
Is it
Uh,
something that is like I will go so far as to cast detect magic. I will use a spell slot to do so.
okay. Great. There is a faint. It has some faint magic to it. A very faint necrotic magic. Anything for you, Nim?
That was gonna be mine because I can cast that spell for free. But I think I'm interested to see if it like climbs walls or ceilings.
Mhm.
In case this thing drops on us from above.
Mhm. Okay. Um, how would you propose that Nim would do that?
Putting the lights up higher towards the ceilings, to catch any
Oh,
shadows.
okay. Just see if anything is up there moving.
See if anything's up there moving and seeing if like any of these crystalline formations indicate that it like
Oh, if
if
there's
this
like
is
tracks or something.
yes. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, make me a it can either be a perception check or a nature check.
Ooh. Oh, that's shockingly the same dice.
Okay. You look, and it is hard to tell when you're looking at rocks in the not so bright light what is normal residue for an environment like this and what might be out of the ordinary. I will say that you can tell if these things have moved, it wasn't far and it wasn't fast and it wasn't recent.
Oh, okay. I think I'll just kind of keep walking down the passage a little bit, not too far from everyone else, but just
Okay.
see if we can get a beat on
Okay.
anything more. But my roll stands. My roll stands.
Yeah.
I'll
say
start
that-
moving towards like the next
Yep.
bit.
You can see that next bit, the gap is considerably wider. It's probably 4.5 feet. This crack, probably about 4.5 feet, maybe even 5 feet tall, right? And it's at its widest point, it's 2, maybe 2.5 feet across. And it seems to go pretty deep.
What do y'all think about what if I turned into a little thing and went into the crack?
Worked before.
I don't see why not.
I will turn into a little weasel.
All right. Give me a second here.
I don't know if there's a stat for that, but I was thinking of a video I saw today of a weasel. And
Okay. Let me actually
maybe
let's do
just
this.
like the cat or something.
Okay. Let me. This will be interesting. I need to look up a weasel stats.
There's a badger.
Let's go with
Represent
that then, because there's a very important question that needs to be answered.
Can
Oh, there is
weasels
a
see in
weasel.
the dark?
I can. All of my beasts can see in the dark. My
Oh.
particular druid, this little weasel has crystalline growths all over it, bristles of and barbs, and then I have dark vision.
Okay. You, without much difficulty, can squeeze through this crack, and as you do, you find yourself in a bit of a cavern. Can you see that, Tyler?
Oh, I am on 5e tools. Let me click back. Bubble. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And where did I come in from?
You came in from just behind you.
Okay, just like from the wall.
Yep. You have scrambled through this crack, and what you have found yourself in is some pre-existing cave system.
Mm-hmm. I will, as quietly as I can, just kind of snoop around a little bit.
Okay. In this area, when you were right about here, you could see a little light shining through, right? And you presume that what you are seeing is residual light from Nim's dancing lights coming through that first crack that you looked at. You know, it's not large enough. Like you could pass through it in your current state, but not large enough for a average size humanoid to pass through.
Gotcha.
All right, can you stop right there for a second?
Yeah.
Roll me a d20, please. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Seeing that this continues to go on, try to find their way back.
Right, and here you can see the crack right about here that you came in.
I will scurry back through,
Okay.
and then back in the hallway, transform
Mhm.
back into my humanoid form. Yeah, there's a very extensive system of caves and caverns back there. Perhaps if we continue on and this trend of them getting bigger continues, we may find a passage that we can all squeeze through. It seems likely that the source of whatever this is gonna be found in those caves and is just leaking through and breaking through in these points to this dungeon.
I think we should try to find a bigger path in. You didn't find anything that looks directly suspicious, though.
No, nothing suspicious, just winding maze-like caverns, crystal growths on the walls.
Then I think we're on the right track, and we should keep going on.
The last bit that we came through, I saw, or the first bit of growth that we looked at back there, I found, where it was seeping through. I could see some of your light shining through it. So it seems to all be connected to this same cavern.
So if we went back, we could find maybe a way in.
I think we have to keep going deeper to find the larger cracks.
I will point out there's two things. One, you did see further down the hallway, Exidia, some other what appeared by the way the light was reflecting from it, some other crystalline growth. It was too far to really get a good look at, but there might be something down there. And again, this opening at its tallest, it's about 4.5 to 5 feet tall, and at its widest, it's about 2 to 2.5 feet wide.
So theoretically, everyone could squeeze their way in, shimmying sideways.
Yeah, possible. I mean, it would. I mean, I can just tell you up front, it would probably not probably. It would definitely take dex saves or dex checks or acrobatics checks. I should say.
And we have antlers to be worrying about too.
Well, I can piece shape again.
I feel up for it. How does everyone else feel? I
Any
think
of you
everyone else is
guys
muted.
claustrophobic?
Onward and inward.
And
Maybe
just so
I'll
I'm
just-
clear, you squeezing in here, or you want to check the other site first?
Let's go check the other site first and see if there's anything that jumps out at us.
Sure.
Figuratively, I hope.
Okay. The you know what? The other site, you see it. It looks similar. The crack looks to be about a similar size. It is difficult to tell which one is going to be easier to get through, right? So, just for shits and giggles, right? If anybody in this party can make either a perception or investigation check over 20, right? Then I will tell you which of these two has the lower DC to get through.
Oh, boom.
Yeah, there it is right there.
Of course.
Right. Corsonis, would you care to describe how it is that looking at the first crack that Exidia both went into and emerged from, and then looking at this one, would you care to describe to everyone how you determined that you definitely want to go back to the first one and use that? No is a perfectly acceptable answer.
There is since, I mean, detect magic is got a duration. Just yeah, there's definitely worse magical energy here for the necromancy, and while that most people would think we should then go through the latter location we found. I think this gives us a better idea of the magical source. I think if we stay here, we'll have a better chance. It's a little rougher. Watch out for this stuff on the walls. It's kind of gross, but and he'll just go on into way too minute of detail on things he can see.
Fantastic. Unless you would like to make an argument for your character to use something different, I would like athletics checks from everybody, and it's not tough. It's a DC of 12 to squeeze through here without.
You say not tough, and yet.
Did you say athletics or was it acrobat?
I'm sorry, acrobatics. My apologies. Thank you.
Oh,
Tyler.
well, okay.
Yeah.
That is one better for me.
I took expertise in acrobatics for some reason.
Okay.
Oh, the horns, the horns, the horns.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Let me just check here for a second. Oni, you still with us, buddy? I wonder if the holiday season has finally caught up with Oni and getting some well-deserved shut-eye. What do you say we press on for a little bit and see where that gets us, and see if maybe Oni's just taking a power nap, and then reassess in a little bit. How does everybody feel about that?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sounds fine.
Okay, fantastic. Great. So the situation we find ourselves in is Nim, you go first and are able to really walk through almost as if it was a doorway. You gotta turn yourself sideways at one point and duck a little bit at another point. But it's not remotely difficult for you. Corsonis, the same cannot be said for you. You are doing okay initially, but then you hit your thigh against a sharp rock, and as you react to that, you sort of bend down, hit your head against a low-hanging rock. Yeah, Kaz, give me an acrobatics check.
We're squeezing through a hole.
Squeezing through a crack in the wall, right? You bang your head against another rock. You sort of turn yourself around, right? And you're just constantly getting jabbed or poked or banging, and you're sore until you're really sort of wrapped up and twisted around. And at this point, you're not even sure which way you bumped and bruised yourself so much. You're not even sure which way you're supposed to be headed until Exidia comes charged.
I dropped my torch. I can't see.
The only thing that gives you an indication of which way you're supposed to be going is Exidia comes in and pretty confidently, because they've been through it once already, but when they went through it the first time, there wasn't some blockage there, right? And they run into you, and in the process, they get sort of caught up a little bit. Meanwhile, Kaz, who's taken up the rear, right, not only navigates the cavern fine, but navigates the two of you just fine. And actually, as he's crawling between your legs, right, and he gets up on the other side of you, Corsonis, he just hands you your torch. And, yeah, I think you dropped this. And he just walks out the other side of the crack. He's like, hey, Nim. Right. Let's do the following. You two, really, Corsonis, you're stuck in this crevice. Exidia, you're not stuck, but you can't pass through Corsonis. What, if any, plan do you have on how to get out of here?
Well, I can get smaller. I don't know if that helps you, though. Well, I mean, I know that doesn't help you.
Okay. We are going to... I'll make an executive decision here. We are going to push through, right? And when Corsonis returns, he will take a D4 of damage for getting all banged up and pushed through in this crevice. Sound reasonable to everybody?
Yeah.
I'll mark off my second use of WoW Jade.
Okay, fantastic. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to use that, right? So we're just saying that in the process of Corsona's pushing through with that absolutely brutal athletics check, right? If you could roll a D4 for me, Ted. You take 1 point of damage.
Woohoo!
Okay. Just want a vision check on everyone. Can everyone see that they're in some sort of cave structure?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. The exploration of said structure is yours.
I'll point down the direction that I went and say, like, I explored down that way. A bunch of winding tunnels. That's where I saw the light peeking through from that first area we investigated. But I mean, there's plenty more off that way that I didn't really look at. I didn't want to get lost.
And I'm sorry, we came in through which way?
Right. You came in, everybody came in through a crack in the wall right there.
Gotcha. Okay. I doubt we want to split up right now, right? I feel like
Right. Yeah.
sticking together. And I don't say this because I'm practically completely blind down here, and I feel like I'm probably the only one.
No, I am too. My wild shapes get dark vision. I do not.
What? Wait.
I am now turning off your night vision, Exidia, which I
That's
turned
okay.
on in your Badger state.
This is why I'm here, and I'll extend my hands out, and more lights will appear.
Excellent.
I mean, I have a torch. I just meant.
One of the lights bumps into you.
Okay.
We could go. I think, City. I think you're right. We should go this way, since you hadn't really been far that way.
Yeah. Just as long as we stick together and do our best to map out which paths we take. There were a few dead ends down the way I went.
Okay.
Try to keep an eye out for, I don't know, worsening of the crystals.
That should probably determine where we head, right? I mean, just follow the crystals?
I think that would be. I think that would be the best option, right?
Can we get a sense if there's like one of these tunnels that looks worse than the others?
From your current vantage point, you see sparse crystals in sort of every direction. There's no there's no real significant direction that these things would point you in at this point. It all looks just sort of like a random pattern.
Hmm.
All right. Well, Nim, lead the way.
Right. I can see to the far wall in this direction, and he'll point like up, and this direction, and then we've got to turn up this way.
Ooh, my bad.
And I'm assuming from what I see, I don't see anything else so far.
Nope.
Yep. So I'm going to go this way, and I'll walk backwards down the hall.
Okay.
I'm going with it.
Poke my head
Mhm.
in here. Oh, I see. That is a loop. Okay, I'll come back. Oh,
Ooh, what's going on over there?
oh, we've got another divergence. Greater passage up this way, and a narrower one this way.
Nim, can you roll me a d20, please?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a 12, sorry. It's a 12.
Okay, fantastic. You are
Uh,
free to
now
continue.
that now that we're a little deeper in,
Mhm.
is there any signs of like more crystals being apparent in certain directions? Or no?
Let me see. Nim, I need you to make me a perception check.
Yeah.
Nope. There is not.
In that case, I'm just gonna keep walking.
Hmm.
What happened?
There is nothing that can be seen that would indicate one way or the other.
Okay.
I'm gonna look up again
Okay.
and try to send some lights to the ceiling and see if I can.
Hmm. Yeah, you do so, and it looks like the ceiling of a cave. There's a little bit of that crystalline substance, but not any more or any less than you have seen on any of these interior walls. There was some, additional around the openings of those cracks to the hallway,
Okay.
but short of that, once you've gotten in here, everything looks both sparse and like consistently sparse.
I'm gonna just. I'll be back, and I'll just trot a little farther ahead
Mhm.
real quick, and then come back.
I'm gonna dig through my bag and pull out a torch and go light it off of Corsonus's torch.
Okay.
The two people that can see in the dark have walked away from it.
And does anybody know off the top of their head what the bright and low light values are for torches?
2020.
2020.
Shit ear.
Oh, they have split up.
I'm right here.
Yeah, but Kaz went the other way.
The two people with the fire will just stand here and wait.
So Kaz
See.
went down a passage that's really, really long and far. Then.
Nope.
I'm looking at them. I'm not that far away
Kaz
from
is
them.
right here.
Right there? Oh, well, that passage goes on really, really long and far.
There's a couple of passages.
Kaz. Everybody stop for a second. Kaz, can you roll me a d20?
I can. I love it.
Hmm.
All right. Make me a dexterity saving throw, please.
Oh Lord.
I can. Wait,
Okay. You take a bad step, and what you thought was solid ground turns out to not be all that solid. It's pretty loose dirt, and there's enough of a divot that you turn your ankle. Your speed is reduced by 5 feet until you take a long rest.
Oh, I'm moving as fast as everybody else is now. Okay.
Okay.
35 feet of movement speed, baby.
You all may continue to explore.
So it does kind of loop around here.
Mhm. Is this light that I see down here, Adam?
It shouldn't be. Let me take a look and see what you're saying.
I was just asking because I saw like some of the discoloration that happens on this map.
The
That appears to be
discoloration,
darkness.
right? The discoloration you see.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, this area looks different than this area. If that's what
Yes.
you're asking. Yeah,
Yes. Okay.
that is what you see.
Okay.
Fucking hate this cave. My fucking ankle hurts.
We're splitting up again. Just
It loops.
okay.
Oh yeah, it does. Oh, hey.
Well, that looks like a passage in front of us. It's fairly straight.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
just so you guys have a better sense of this, this has not just been sort of wandering around on flat ground. There's been, sloping and descending, and some tight areas, not as tight as like the crack that you guys had to squeeze through, but there have been some complications, right? You would guess that probably since you entered, you've probably dropped, I don't know, 20 feet total, right? Not significant. But the reason I bring it up is as you get to this location, you appear, Nim, right, to see, I mean, I think it's safe to say that what you're looking at right now, you can pretty clearly identify as, well, that looks like a room, right? And it looks like you are looking into this room from the ceiling. You're looking down into it.
Oh, okay.
You follow me?
Yes.
Okay.
So like if like we would be on the quote unquote second floor of this of it if the floor above.
Right.
Yeah.
Like who knows what part of what structure this was or is part of, right? But whatever this caving system is, right, seems to have breached the ceiling of this particular room. And your best guess is if you were to just drop from this height, it's probably about 12 feet. So, not a huge problem, but enough that you'd take a little bit of damage.
Any crystalline formations here?
Make me, and this time, since everyone is here and can now see it, everyone can make me a perception check.
Oh my god.
I can always see in the dark.
Perception. I'm real good at this.
23.
I got one of those numbers.
Right.
It's the
Yeah.
lower of the two.
Good. Yeah. Max, you are Nim is trying hard to pick up this particular detail, but Nim also feels a certain amount of pressure, being the one who can see the best down here, to just not only pick out the simplest route, but also pick out the safest route. And so, you think you might see something, not so sure.
His
Kaz,
attention is fraught, actually. Yeah.
right. Kaz turns back to everyone and is like, "Hey, is it just me, or is there does it seem like there's a more dense collection of these weird crystal things?" And you don't even finish the sentence before Exidia is like, "Oh yeah." She's like, "Yeah, there's it definitely came from this area."
Wait, there are crystals down here?
Right.
Ooh.
I think my torch has gone out again.
Okay. You know what? For shits and giggles, as you're waiting in this location to figure out what to do next, Corsonis, roll a d20 for me.
And do. 3. Hell yes.
Okay. Everybody make deck saves for me.
Oh god.
Okay. Kaz is going to roll their other ankle this time. 20.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
Sure. Why not?
You hear it sounds a little bit like initially like water running, and then there's a few like crackling sounds, and then some rocks fall from the ceiling. Nim and Exidia, you don't really have to do much dodging, right? Rocks fall relatively close, but you're fine. Kaz, you definitely had to dodge, but your reflexes are cat-like, and so you had no problem ducking out of the way. Corsonis, you're trying to light a torch. Right. Get bonked on the head. Roll another d4 for me. I mean, these aren't large rocks. They're just large enough to hurt a little bit. 3 points of damage, my friend.
Alrighty.
How are you looking back there?
Blindly, as it turns out.
Oh. All right. So who wants to go down first? It's 12.
I can take the lead.
Rope?
Yeah, I got rope.
Great. I don't.
Good old fashioned rope. I got right here for you.
Oh, that I have rope.
You got rope?
I don't, because I have a scholar's kit.
Hey, high five! I have an entertainer's pack.
Hell yeah.
This is the first time the whole party does not have rope. It feels like.
I think I got. Nope, I do not have rope.
I mean, if
What
we got
pack-
something to
what
anchor
pack
it
do
to,
you
we're set with
have?
just one.
Explorer's pack. That
Oh.
feels like that should have rope in it.
Yeah,
but not
yeah.
apparently.
And I got
Explorer's
the
pack definitely has
burglar's
rope
pack.
in it.
Yeah, it definitely has
Oh,
rope,
hey,
although
yeah,
we
I
may
just
have...
Right,
just
that's the
hadn't read it.
question.
I just
Oh, okay.
hadn't read down far enough. So yeah, I've got rope too.
Okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say, there's always the chance that we used that rope up at some point.
Mhm.
At some point.
Great. Could someone explain to me how this is going to work?
Is there a large enough boulder rubble around that we could anchor to? Or even if we're looking down into a room,
Mm-hmm.
is there any framing of room beyond or around this room that we can anchor to?
Right. The room you're looking into, the walls and floor are all made out of stone.
Mhm.
It appears that the floors in particular, it was probably polished stone at some point, but A, that is certainly not the case. B, there are signs, lots of signs, right, that someone or something or lots of someones or somethings have been through here before. There's busted up shit on the floor. Hard to tell what it is because it's so busted up. But doesn't really give you, I mean, it's all on the floor. There's no like light fixture hanging from the ceiling. There's no obvious anchor points along the walls that one could easily tie a rope to. Let's
We could also have Exidia hold the rope and
Mhm.
and rappel everyone else down.
And then I just take a jump.
Right. I have
Not
heard
to make you jump, but
right.
I'm
I have heard lots of people talking or asking about whether there's an anchor point or a boulder or something. Let's perception or investigation checks from everyone.
good God.
I'm an investigator.
I'm just smart.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing readily available that would be just easy to, tie this rope around and just sort of rappel down. However, Kaz, you see a couple cracks and you're reaching into them to try and feel like, does it go all the way around? Is this something that I could, thread a rope through and tie onto it? And there's a brief moment where you're like, oh shit, like, this might work, but it's really tight. My hand sort of stuck a little bit. And Corsonis, that gives you the idea that, hey, we could tie a big fat knot in the end of this rope, right? Use this rock that just fell and bashed me in the head to bash this knot into one of these crevices and yank it a couple times. And if we get lucky, we can get it so that that knot catches on the inside of this crevice. And it's only got to hold us for, ideally for 12 feet. But even if it only holds each of us for, 4 feet, that's enough that the drop won't be terrible. right? And so you give that a shot, and you've got a rope fastened in there. Let's get simple DC 10 athletics checks from everyone to see if they can make it down the rope without this thing. Okay. Roll me. Okay. Ixidia and Kaz. You're gonna roll me a D12. Right? Fantastic. Fantastic. Right? What that means, right, is Ixidia, on your attempt, you're about 4 feet off of the ground when the thing just gives, right, and comes flying out of that crack, right? But you only drop 4 feet, so it's a little awkward, right? Feels a little weird, right? But no harm comes. You just take the knot, chuck it back up there. Corsonis, you grab it, jam it in there with a rock again, climb down without any problem. Nim, you climb down without any problem. Kaz, you're climbing down this rope, and you can feel it slipping. And you're sort of freaking out a little bit, and you feel it slipping. You're like, oh my God, it's going to break, right? And it breaks, and you literally fall like 2 inches and just plop down on the ground because you made it the whole 12 feet. So there you are. You have made it down. And because the rope gave, you've got your length of rope.
That's wonderful.
We got the rope, guys.
Now, I just want to check in with everybody. We are at 11:10. We started a little bit late, which is fine. Happy to do so. But I just want to see how everybody's feeling. Do we want to push on right now and take a break a little later, or do we want to take a break now and then get back to it?
I am good either way.
Okay. Anybody have a strong feeling one way or the other?
Nope.
I don't.
Fantastic. Let's push on a little bit.
All right.
So,
And you are once again free to explore.
okay. I'm just gonna get to
Ixidia, what you see in this room is a couple desks and chairs, all in various states of disrepair and pushed into the corner of the room.
Lame.
Kaz, you see
Oh.
something similar, and when you compare notes with Ixidia,
fucking
that's what
lame.
you determine.
God, my fucking ankle hurts still.
Oh no, my ankle, my ankle. I nurse my head.
Right?
I'm just kidding, Kat. That is terrible. That is awful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That wasn't
Okay.
nice.
Everybody stop where you are. Right. Got a couple things going on simultaneously. Ixidia, you can see in these two rooms there are, or I should say there were, along those two walls, wall-to-wall shelves and that are now all broken and sort of crumbled on the floor. There is what can best be described as a syrupy liquid, right? That is on the floor, and it's pretty easy to surmise what that is because there are little broken glass vials everywhere. It appears as if this was a potion storage room that has been ransacked. Kaz, you are looking into yet another room that has lots of desks and chairs that are all smashed to bits. Nim, you are in a large room. Again, lots of smashed furniture, particularly sort of along these areas, right? It's not pictured on the map, but there is a pretty broad stone table that is down here. What you see in the center of this room is a grate. Corsonus,
Mhm.
I hate to say it. Can you roll me a d20?
Also a 12.
Okay. Fantastic. You are all free to continue.
I would like to conjure one of my lights down below the grate.
Okay. As you do so, not terribly difficult and doesn't take very long. The grate, the beneath the grate, what you see once the light is down there, there's a passage that's a cylinder. It's probably only about a foot, maybe in diameter, right? And about 2 feet down, right? It actually appears to be filled with rocks, like not tightly
okay.
packed, right? But it looks
Just
like
collapsed.
it looks like it sort of collapsed in on itself.
A lecture hall? I'll look at Exidia.
What hall?
A lecture hall, probably for medical purposes. It's where you teach classes to a lot of people.
Okay.
And given that over there, I'll point to the slab, either probably more of a practical educational location. Items being put on display or utilized, or even cadavers.
So we're in a school.
Yeah, I think so. I'll keep walking on.
Okay.
Does this passage just end?
What you see at the end of that passage is a gate that is right about here, floor to ceiling, and behind that is a set of double doors.
Hey, fellas. And I'll actually shout.
Fellas.
I was to say I have no idea how close we even are to each other if we can hear that.
Yeah,
I
me and
have
Krishan.
thaumaturgy. No, I don't. I have a minor illusion to project a loud noise.
Corsonus and Kaz both make me perception checks, and after doing that, Kaz, roll me a d20.
Okay. 9. Okay.
Okay. And then the D20.
Don't worry, guys. I'm not gonna die. 3.
Okay. Corsonis. Actually, both of you hear this. Corsonis, you can tell immediately that Nim's voice is coming from sort of this direction.
My
Kaz,
character sheet covered the ping.
it from this direction over here.
Okay.
Right. And Kaz, initially you have a difficult time discerning the initial voice from the echoes and the direction, and it seems to be coming from you because you're sort of at this confluence. It seems to be coming from a bunch of these directions all at once. And then you focus, right? And because of your passive perception, you are able to tell that it seems to be coming from sort of over here. Let me do that again in a place you can see it. But because you are concentrating, you miss that sort of telltale sort of water running sound and then little crackling sound. Make me a dexterity save at disadvantage.
Okay. 12.
Okay. You get hit in the shoulder by a falling rock and roll a d4 for me. And take 2 points of damage.
Okay. Oh. God damn. I'm getting beat up by rocks. Okay. Gonna try to get back. Okay. Am I actually lost? No. I don't have to get back, right?
And it's easy enough. You guys can tell if your intention is to get to where where Nim was yelling from, I can move you there.
Yeah, that'd be
Okay, if that's both of your intentions, then I'll just do that. There you are. There you are. And for those of you that weren't here initially, what you are looking at along the furniture that you see along these sort of walls that sort of line up there, it's again desks and chairs and stuff that's sort of broken. There's a grate here that you all have heard, and so I'm sure Nim will describe to you. There's what looks to be sort of like a pipe underneath it, right? That is about a foot wide in diameter that appears as if it's all collapsed in on itself and is filled with rock. And then in this area, probably about 6 or 7 feet long, about 2.5 feet wide, is a stone table.
We also have this, and I'll point down the hallway, and then after a second, there's a set of double doors, and then bars in like a gate in front of it. It's double. I don't know if it's locked, but double secured, whatever it is.
I can break that open if we have to.
Yeah, I'm gonna gate stop people.
I'm just saying, it's probably very interesting. Whatever it is. Anyone else discover anything?
Not a thing.
Nothing that stood out.
Oh no, I ain't learned not a goddamn thing.
No remnants of anything else in any other rooms or nothing.
Desks, old bookshelves, ransacked potion room.
I got a bashed up shoulder from a rock.
Potion room might be another tell, I think. It's probably some sort of, even if not school, sort of convening place. I'll come and like start looking. I'll actually momentarily dismiss my lights and cast detect magic and see
Okay.
what I see.
There is obscurative magic on the doors beyond the gate.
Oh, interesting. Hey, Corsonis, you said you could break something?
Yeah, I can break the door open. It won't be quiet. Whatever's down here, we will definitely alert it. But I can do it.
I think, is the gate locked?
You try the gate and it does not budge.
But we've got the gate first, and then the door, which is arcanely locked. I wonder if it would be better, just to sort of try to save ourselves some pain, if we dispel the magic on the door first, get it open, and then maybe this locked gate would actually protect us if something comes running out and tries to eat us.
Worth a try.
All right. He'll roll his sleeves up and try the biggest magic he's ever experienced. I'll try to dispel magic uh, on that door, on the abjuration.
Okay. And are you still concentrating on the detect magic?
I would be, yeah, since this is instantaneous.
Yeah. So you cast dispel magic, and that obscurative aura from the door disappears.
He holds his hands out like everyone should be impressed. Uh,
Right. And
and
meanwhile, literally nothing happens.
yeah, like nothing obviously happens.
Right.
Oh, you're doing the Corsonis thing. Okay, I get it. No.
I'd like to think it's my own thing.
Well, last time when he was like helping me with my magic, he literally like just pointed at it and told me to move it.
Okay.
I don't know how is everybody magic just fucking invisible or something? I don't know.
No, I did have to do like hands. I did a gesture.
We'll try to open the grate with Mage Hand,
Yeah.
It does not move.
which has no components whatsoever.
The door.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
open. Okay, so you're opening the door with Mage Hand? Yeah, the door
Yeah.
swings open.
You see? Look, he did it again.
I closed the door.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me figure out what I've done to the lighting level here and see if I can't get you guys in there.
Everybody,
Well, I mean, you still have to make it through the gate, but I'm going to move you back a touch, Kaz, so I can see what I have, what mess I made. Yeah, so the door, door swings open, no problems.
Do you think your bat can give us an idea of what might be beyond?
Almost certainly, yes. Echo, if you would. I will open my my jacket up to let my little bat out. All right, I'm going to be indisposed for a moment. I will sit down and I will go into Echo.
That's not at all what I wanted to have happen. Now it's doing its weird shit. All right. Yeah. So let me just get rid of this since you've been able to open that up. You still can't get through because there's a gate here that you still need to contend with. But yeah, as you fly, let me.
I can pull Echo on.
Yeah, I think I've got.
Oop.
Yeah, fantastic.
Oh my god, and he can see.
Yeah, so you are free to fly Echo through that space, and I will sort of narrate as you do. This first room is pretty empty. There is a rack on this wall here that has a few cloaks hanging from it.
Sort of cloakroom.
A bookshelf with some books. Desk cluttered with some stuff.
Unfortunately, he cannot read very well through echolocation, but there are papers and what looks like a bed of
Yep.
some sort.
Bed and a wardrobe over on the side wall.
We should definitely be interested in going through, in which case I don't know why I'm actually speaking to any of you. It's not like I can actually hear you if you answer me. I will bring Echo back to me and I will stand up.
Fantastic. I will drag Echo back to you to make
Oh
life
my
easy.
god, I had to go through the doors.
All right.
If we're quick question: how much in the way of crystal did we see while flying Echo through there? Like how?
None.
Okay.
There's absolutely no crystal in any of the 3 rooms that Echo was in.
Nothing. No sign of any of the crystal we've been following, but
Everybody make me a perception check, please.
I'm good.
Oh
at
my
these.
god.
Nim is having a rough time.
It's been
Oh,
a 12 or a 13 for
Yeah.
everyone.
Mm-hmm.
11.
Exidia, before you head down this hallway, or before you headed down this hallway, you could have sworn you heard a dull, like clanging sound echoing from the northern hallway. So this part, if the room you're in, if you look at it as like a circle, from 12 o'clock, just sort of a dull clang echo of that. So yeah, like up from that direction.
I'll just kind of a hushed voice pointed towards the others. Uh, I can't see anything, but I heard something. We might not be alone here.
Isn't that sort of what we're looking for?
Put out the lights.
If I'd rather fight a thing than get killed by something in the dark.
Okay.
I will be very little use to you if I cannot see.
All right. Well, I'm finna open this fucking gate now.
What's the
Give it a
plan to
go.
open the gate?
I got thieves' tools. If it's just locked, if it has a
Okay.
key, you know.
It is at this point that you notice on this gate, there is no apparent lock. And in addition, there's no apparent seam in this gate where it would open.
Can any of us little guys squeeze through?
Um, no. I had to think about it a bit. I mean, one of you can certainly get through, right?
Mm.
But it would require a resource to do it.
I will see if this will give us a chance. I will once again pull on an invisible rope and just try to pull that sucker open.
Yeah. As you do, in addition to the loud knock that you hear from the spell, you hear the grinding of some machinery in the walls over, to the side here, right? In addition, strangely enough, you hear some grinding of something breaking back from this location, right? And Ixidia, you're close enough. You can probably tell. It sounds like something in that stone table just broke, right? And the gate just lifts straight up into the ceiling, and you are free to explore these rooms at this point.
It
Go,
sounds like
see if you
something
will.
in that stone table just broke. Do we want to go back and investigate that, or just move forward?
You think that was perhaps the release mechanism for this?
Yeah, I guess. I'll keep an ear out for behind us.
I saw a desk. I will. There's also some cloaks in this room.
Right. In the room that Kaz just left and Exidia you just entered, there are a couple cloaks hanging on the wall. Corsonis, you're going through that desk?
Yeah. I have a torch. I can.
Great.
I'm not depending on dark vision, so I can.
Yeah,
'Cause I don't
you
even have dark vision.
you see a bunch of papers that you realize are notes on how to teach the basics of magic. Although interestingly enough, no spell book. You also find a ring and a wand. Kaz, you see a bed, a little night table next to the bed, and a wardrobe along the side wall.
What's in the night table?
There is a rather nice looking candlestick holder, a small bit of candle left in that candlestick holder, and then along the wide base of that candlestick holder there is a ring in there.
A pocket the ring. I kind of look at them.
Okay. So you've got a ring on you?
Yeah.
Great. Make sure you put it in your inventory so we remember it.
I found this ring and I found a wand. This looks to have been some sort of school, which we sort of already knew.
Mhm.
I will go ahead and burn another spell slot on Detect Magic. I don't know why I don't just say, "Hey, Nim."
um let me go back and review my schools real quick so I can tell you. These are both of these items radiate let me check one thing. The wand definitely radiates divination magic. I think the ring does too, but I just want to double check it. Give me a second here. And actually, while I'm thinking about it, actually, the ring emits an aura of enchantment magic. And the let's see. You also get auras off of items that you had won way back at the Sea Maidens Fair. So I believe Exidia, you have an amulet. Nim, you have an amulet. Kaz, you have a shower cap, right? And actually, you and
I got also the floaty water wings. I'm pretty sure.
right, you
Yeah.
and Piety, I think, are the two that got the potions, and everybody's got pie tins, right? And they all have very faint magical auras. The two amulets have evocation auras. The pie tins have conjuration aura. And I'll get to the potions and the shower cap at a later, and the water wings at a later date. But yeah, just to reinforce, we've covered it once or twice already, but it's been a while, and so I just want to reinforce those items are also magic. But you have found a wand with divination magic and a ring with enchantment magic.
Can I check the wardrobe?
Yeah, sure. More robes. They're nice.
Can I check to see if there's like a false back to it? See if they're hiding anything.
Absolutely. You run your hands along the seams of the interior, knock at various places, think you find something that might be a little loose, pull it off to reveal the stone wall behind this wardrobe.
Gotta be thorough. Well,
Nothing
you
in
hide
here
any-
seems to indicate it would explain the crystal down here. Perhaps.
Can everybody make me another perception check?
Oh my god. Finally.
Max, do you want to go over and roll for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Exidia, you hear that dull sort of clang echoing very faintly through the halls, but you've heard it once already, right? And so you know a little bit of what to listen for, right? And you turn your head, right? Don't see anything. Kaz, your ears definitely perk up. This is the first time you hear it. It's really faint, and it's definitely an echo. You know, it's definitely bouncing off walls before it gets to you. But you hear something.
Okay, I'm gonna check out of the bed real quick.
Okay. You do so and discover pretty substantial spider webs, but nothing unusual.
Okay.
I mean, you all can smell it. It's musty in here.
God damn.
It's probably been a minute since anyone else has been in here.
While maintaining concentration on detect magic, I will just try to basically walk around as fast as possible and just make sure there's nothing.
Yeah, there's two things. The ring that Kaz picked up, so you see an obturative aura sort of from his pocket. And on one of the robes hanging here, there is a bit of conjuration aura. And I can just tell you off the bat, being a wizard and having studied such things, when you look even a little bit closer at that robe, you see it has a handful of patches on it. And so you can identify that pretty easily as a robe of useful things.
Oh, this will be handy, but I'm sort of curious why it's been sitting here so long.
But I mean, everything else here's been abandoned and destroyed. I sort of just thought we were kind of in a ruin.
There,
Well,
just there's no bodies, so whoever was here didn't die here, and there's certainly plenty of valuables around. I would have expected somebody who left here to pick up. Very strange.
Should we go look at that table now? Yeah, I'll walk back out.
Mhm.
oh shit.
Cast Detect Magic if I need to.
There is no magic auras coming off of this table, but what you can see on the um, sort of backside of the side of the table that is facing this wall, there are 5 levers. One of them looks like it has been like pulled partway into the table. 2 others look like they have been bent. And there's a gear that is jutting out of one of the slots that looks like it is cracked.
Oh, I cast Mending. Yes, I have that spell, Mending.
Okay. And is that a minute
Yes.
cast time? Okay. You do so, and the crack in the now exposed gear heals. Which is to say, you could fix this whole thing, but it would take some time.
Uh-huh. I think I'll just try that.
Okay. Yeah. You fix all of the stuff here at the table, and the bent gears straighten, or I'm sorry, the bent levers straighten. The exposed gear, slides back into place and is hidden from view. The lever that has been sucked sort of halfway into this table extends itself back out, and you are presented with a pristine set of 5 levers and a beautiful little brass plate on the side of this table.
All right, I'll rub my hands together.
Mm-hmm. You can start pulling some levers.
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the middle one.
Okay. As you do so, it doesn't move at all, but you hear some clanging from down the hallway over in this direction.
Did that drop anything on anybody?
Nope.
I'll try the one to that to
Yeah.
the right of the middle. I don't know if it matters if I
At this
say.
point, it doesn't matter. None of the levers move, and you just
Mhm.
hear more grinding and clanging from down the hallway over here, from approximately the point where the gate is.
Right. Can I see like if the gate is trying to move?
The gate, you can't see whether the gate is trying to move or not. It seems to be stuck in its upward position, right? But clearly, these levers are affecting the machinery at the gate that used to control it going up and down.
Okay. Well, that was at least 15 minutes of nothing. Should we leave this and try continuing this, exploring this facility?
Yes, I don't see why we shouldn't press on. It doesn't seem to. It doesn't seem as though we will find our culprit here.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, this it definitely seemed like the crystals were stronger in this area. I mean, I just don't know where else to look.
Kaz, you find yourself in a set of rooms that have what used to be floor to ceiling shelves. They are now all pretty well smashed up. There's a thick, gooey, syrupy substance along the floor. This appears to be the potion storage room that Exidia had referred to.
Man, what the fuck? I'm just walking around. Oh shit, didn't.
I'll detect magic in that same room once I find Kaz in there.
Yeah, there's it's hard to say because all of this syrupy goop on the floor is giving off faint magical auras, but they're all interwoven. And I mean, every time you take a step, things that, it wobbles. It's not like it's solidified, right? And
Hmm.
so every time you take a step, it moves. And so the auras move with it. And yeah, it's a mess. There's a lot of magic in here.
Is there any crystal growth in here?
That's an interesting question. Make me either a perception or investigation check, and this is simply going to be for the crystal growth.
Hmm. Oh my god. I
Yeah,
had my one.
it's hard to determine because of this weird like aura that the detect magic is giving off. It's really fucking with your head a little bit. It I imagine it sort of feels like you're inside a lava lamp right now.
All right.
Now over here we just found like a different cave system to the right.
Yeah. Did you see any crystals in here when you were here?
No, you called for us, and that's what the rock bashed my shoulder, and I didn't even get a chance to look.
Yeah, I mean the crystals are more dense in this area than they were when you came in.
Okay. I'll shout again. Hey, fellas!
I I actually lost them this time.
You know what? Exidia and Corsonis, make me a perception check.
Want me to roll that for you again, Ty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
What is
Yeah.
with this?
Crazy. Yeah, they can both hear you. So I will move them back over to you. Let me.
I rolled you an at 20, by the way, babe. I can't roll
Um,
myself one, but
Hey, Kaz,
What's
can
up?
you roll me? Can you roll me a d20?
No. I don't think I will.
Okay.
Hey.
All right. Cool beans. And actually, yeah, fuck it. Everybody, roll me a perception check.
I'm a perceptive little man.
Other one?
Yeah. Yeah.
yay. Yay.
Okay. Everybody except Corsonis, you hear another loud, not loud, yeah, another echoing thud coming from yeah, it's coming from the direction you just came.
What the fuck is that?
What's what?
Just something? I, I don't know if it's the table. I thought I fixed the table, but can I try to track down where that sound is coming from?
Sure. How do you plan on doing that?
Uh, walking. Actually, what I would like to try to do is measure the time between those noises if it's been regular.
Um, it, to the best of your knowledge, it hasn't, but it's real difficult, right, for you to make that determination, given that this is the first time you've heard it.
Hmm. I
You know,
think I'm
so,
just gonna wait to hear it again.
okay. Kaz, roll me another d20.
Great.
Okay, make me a deck save.
I got you, fam.
Yeah, you dodge
Right.
more falling rocks pretty easily. I'd say are we just going to wait to see if we hear this again? Is that the plan?
I think I will, unless someone else who's heard it more can verify.
I don't think I would have been paying attention to that.
That makes sense.
Okay. So, Nim, you're the only one that's gonna just stop and wait to try and hear this thing again. Kaz, are you just gonna continue exploring on your own? That your plan?
And just the cats had no plan, and they started walking, and they didn't realize people wasn't walking the same way anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, no, they're pretty just keep on going.
Okay.
They're vibing. They're vibing out.
Corsonis, what's your plan?
If I can no longer see Kaz,
You most
uh,
certainly cannot.
okay, then I will stick with whoever is close to me at this point.
Mhm.
I can't tell anything's going on. I've got a door open, so
Right. Yeah,
I got
gotcha.
that going for me.
Hmm. and Exidia. Any plans right now?
I will try to
Right.
help with the listing and counting.
All right, fantastic. So if the three of you could give me perception checks, Nim, Corsonis, and Exidia, and at advantage this time around.
Oh, okay. Oh God.
Exidia, you hear it again coming from the direction that you came from. That's the best you can tell from where you are right now. Because, I mean, it's echoing through these walls.
Oh, should we just go back after Kaz?
Well, I think we need to get everyone together, and then, I mean, this sound is the only thing we've got. I think maybe we just need to try to chase it down.
Exidia, you hear another one.
Okay, that was definitely faster than last time.
Still have no idea what you're talking about.
Is
You
it
haven't heard one
closer?
yet, have you, Corsonis? Am I on an episode of Punked?
Is it getting closer?
Hard to say, particularly for you, but since you've only heard it once, but even for Exidia, like all you're hearing at this point is echoes.
Yeah, I mean, I can't locate it. I can't place where it's coming from.
Kaz, you recognize the crack in the wall that the four of you entered from.
I'm all the way back here. Okay. The school's down. Shit. This way?
Kaz, stop right there. Roll me a
Gotcha.
d20.
Okay.
Okay, have at it. My southern team, what are y'all doing? You continue to hear echoes coming from the direction you just came from.
I think I'll just try to chase down a sound.
Okay.
I assume it's coming from in here.
You hear it again, but it's echoing from up this way.
Oh, okay. I will chase that down.
Okay. Back at the front of the school. That was the hallway we went. What's this the hallway?
The hallway that you're on is on a bit of an incline. Actually, I don't know, Kaz. Hold on, let me see. You can't really see it, but Nim, you can just barely see Kaz. right? And you would say the grade on this floor, right? It's pretty steep, actually. It probably goes up about 10, 15 feet between the two of you. You hear another one of these clangs. It's a little louder, a little more well defined, but still sort of echoey. It's echoing out of here. Exidia, do you want me to move you back with the group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it echoing from?
It seems like it's coming out of here.
Okay. I'll make sure my detect magic is active, and I will look
Mhm.
around.
And that's is it a 30-foot radius on that?
I think
I
so.
think everything's a radius.
Yeah, radius.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll move kind of slow to see if it's like coming from these like this alcoved hall at all.
No, you're starting to hear it pretty regular. It seems like it's coming from down here somewhere.
Okay. Is it in a rhythm?
Not really.
Okay. Oh. Big room.
You can hear it pretty clear as day right now. And actually, let me just see. I might have this dude on the wrong lyre. I think I do. Hold on. Yeah, this one. Let me move him to the right layer. Yeah, you see a dude wielding like a comically large hammer. It looks like one of those it looks like a sledgehammer that a clown would use, right? To hit one of those carnival game things, or maybe Wile E. Coyote would use. And he's just slamming it into this back wall here, which even from that distance, you can see whether or not he's the one who did the damage. That back wall is pretty fucked up.
Hey there.
Oh, hi. What y'all doing?
Hey. Wondering what this noise is.
Oh, it's me. I'm breaking shit.
Why?
I like breaking shit.
What are you doing down here?
Breaking shit. What are you doing down here?
Figuring out what you're breaking.
Right now, this wall.
How long you been down here?
Ooh, man. That's a tough question. I don't really keep track of things like that. Not that long though. I don't think. What do you think? No, yeah, I don't think. Probably not that long. You are looking at as you close the distance, clearly a satyr.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, horns that sort of sweep back a little bit. Follow the line of his head. Has surrounded by big bushy hair, big bushy eyebrows, big bushy beard, sort of this weird, well, not weird, just an unkempt look and an irregular combination of blondes and reds and grays. Um, Wearing purple pants, sort of baggy. Um, uh, Green vest and an orange shirt, and just punctuating some of his sentences by knocking a few more bricks out of this wall.
So why do you want to break everything down here?
Well, like I said, it's fun breaking stuff.
Who put you down here?
Oh no, I put myself wherever I want to.
What was your name?
Oh, my apologies. Uh, I'm Hearsome. Who are you?
Nim.
Nim. Nice to meet you. Adventuring type?
Not intentionally.
So, adventuring type.
Now, it's been a rough week.
That's how it starts. Clang.
Yeah.
Listen, we're looking for something.
What's that?
Actually, I something kind of like this, and I'll point at Exidia, but like directly up towards her antlers. A creature spreading this around. Do you know what this is, or where there might be more of it?
Oh, hey. Oh, yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Oh, great! Please tell us.
But just tell you. What do I get?
He looks in his bag and says, I have Volotham's autograph on a napkin.
You think that I'm gonna tell you what that stuff is for that asshole's autograph? Oh my God. Oh, that's hysterical. I'm so glad you guys showed up. Oh, hey, there's another one.
Hey,
I also have this, and I'll pull out a silver locket.
Hey, wait a second. Now looking over the three of you that he can see. I don't know if you've joined them, Corsonas. Let me know if that's the case. But he's looking over the three of you. He's like, wait a second. Do I know you guys? Are you famous or something?
Sort of.
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all rescued that kid, didn't you?
Yes.
See, I knew it. Adventuring types. Don't end up down here unless you're the adventuring type.
go. Okay. Who are you?
His name's Hearsome.
Hearsome?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, okay. Does he know where the crystal things are?
He knows what they are. Currently trying to decide if he thinks this is worth telling us. I have this amulet from my father. a long time ago.
Mm,
Uh,
What?
okay, but I mean, it looks like it's just a silver amulet.
Hmm.
Now
What?
pass. What else you got?
Okay, what do you want?
I'm sort of poor, is the thing.
Hmm. But you're
Pull,
adventuring types, right?
I pull out a pet mouse.
Yeah, we're the adventure types. What?
Hmm. Well, you're the adventuring types. You know, that rich kid who got nabbed. Bet he's got
Hmm.
lots of secrets.
Not
Okay.
I bet.
really.
I bet his family's got lots of secrets.
Hmm.
I mean, you know who he is, right?
Well, at this point, doesn't everybody?
Right, so you sort of know everything that we would know about him, since
Hmm.
he's famous and I'm this poor.
Well, let me surmise some things. We'll call it a supposition.
I want to be clear, I am lying to him, obviously.
Oh, what exactly do you want?
Well, I'm going to tell you what I want. And just between us, we'll say it's based on assumptions. Kid's rich. Family's rich. Family used to be real rich and powerful.
Oh, sure.
Dad fell on some hard times, but my experience is families like that, they got secrets. They got cool stuff. And they got cool magical stuff that they hide away. And given that you're the adventuring types and that you helped this guy out, I'm guessing you know what I'm talking about.
Alright, but we have like 6 other people. You have to get on the wait list, actually, if you want anything that might be remotely tied to the Never Ember horde that theoretically exists that we don't have any proof of.
All right, well, I mean, obviously that's your decision. Then I'll just wait with my information. Hope those crystals don't get any worse, buddy.
Okay. Magic items from the Never Ever family. You know, none of us here have anything of that sort, right? There's there's got to be something else you want, right? It can't be just strictly that.
He just knocks a few more bricks out of the back wall.
Yeah. Look, you got to work with me here. My name's Kaz. I'm just trying to help my friend here.
Hey,
You gotta,
do I know you?
who's asking again? Actually, no, you don't know me.
Okay.
But come on, there's got to be something else that you want, right? It can't just be specifically one thing.
Why can't it?
Do you only want one thing in life right now?
He, for the first time, he stops swinging his hammer and puts the head of the hammer down on the ground with the handle sticking straight up, and he rests his chin on it, and he gets a big shit-eating grin, and he goes, "Oh yeah, I can say definitively right now, I want one thing."
Okay. What is that?
He lifts his chin from the hammer, picks up, grabs the handle, takes another big swing, knocks a few more bricks out, says, "Break shit."
Okay. If you want to break shit, I know there's a place in here where you can break more shit besides just bricks.
Look, let me explain something to you. I was down here minding my own business, having a lovely time smashing bricks. You came down here wanting information. And now you're telling me that because I have the information, what I want in exchange for it isn't appropriate? No, thank you.
No, I was saying there's other shit that you can smash in this place besides bricks as well.
You think you know this place better than I do?
I don't know. It seemed pretty like nobody's been in there since we went in there. But if you don't want to know about it, hey, that's okay.
Listen, Kaz,
Hey, what's going on?
I've been down here breaking rocks for a good time now. Haven't seen you guys here. You just showed up.
Look, I'm just trying to show you
Please.
something you haven't seen before, man.
Kaz.
I don't know what you want me to say, man.
There's nothing you can show me that I haven't seen.
Okay.
Tell your brother I said hello.
How the fuck do you know him?
Like I said, don't I know you?
Sure. I'm gonna start looking at him. Look at him real intensely. Does he got a tattoo?
He might have a little ink.
Who the fuck is he?
Hey, Corsonis,
You.
where are you right about now?
Corsonis has been. You said there was a pipe underneath this grate in this room.
Yeah.
He has not been able to hear any of the banging or conversation, so I assume he is still checking
Okay.
out the pipe. And if there is sufficient space, Echo will get squeezed through the bars to fly down this pipe for a bit.
There is sufficient space to squeeze Echo through the bars, but there's not a lot of space after that. It's there's a pipe underneath there that it's about a foot in diameter, and it looks like whatever the pipe was going through has collapsed in and broken through the pipe, and so it only goes down about 2 feet before it's sort of filled with rocks and debris.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, it's relatively loose, but after about 2 feet, like ants could probably get through there, small rodents, water, that sort of stuff.
Got it. Then finding himself alone, he will do his best to track everyone else down.
Okay. Now that there's regular conversation going on in addition to the banging, you can follow it pretty closely, or pretty clearly, I should say, if you would like to head up that way. And if that's the case, I can move you there. Otherwise, if you'd rather just sort of roam around, you're certainly free to do that as well.
Yeah, no, go ahead and move me.
Okay. What I will do, I will move you to right here, where presumably you can see Exidia and maybe Nim from here.
Correct.
Okay. And just know that the furthest anyone has gotten in this passage is at least the furthest west anyone has gotten into this passage is about where you are, because everyone is having a conversation with somebody up in this room.
Is this a door here? Because it looks like there is dynamic lighting line.
Yes, it is a door.
Okay. I'll peek in on my way up.
Okay. I will. My lighting. Oh, actually, you know what? It is not a door. Actually, that is a wall. I have. This map is so large, I had to abbreviate it and forgot that I blocked those two rooms out. So you're all good. That is a wall there. The reason this is as far west as anyone has gone is because that's as far as it goes.
Got it. You find something?
Hey, look, another one.
Who said that?
Satyr named Hearsome. He knows what's going on with Exidia, but only wants something from Neverember's Horde for it. Which is ridiculous, seeing as we don't know where it is.
Well, that's not my problem. He's got a real special magic item in there.
I mean, it is your problem if it's what you want.
It's what I want in exchange for the information that you want. I wasn't out looking for this thing before you guys showed up. I was down here banging rocks, having a grand old time. You want the information? This is the price. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No! We don't know what item you're talking about. We don't know where to find it.
Well, those are two different issues.
Correct, and they're completely related.
I got faith in you. You're the adventuring type. You'll figure out where it is.
We just can't promise that we can get it for you if we don't know anything about it.
Come on, you don't know anything about that super special magic item?
The one you're looking for?
Okay. Have it your way. He takes a few steps as if he's going back to clang some rocks. And then he sort of yells out, "Hey, you in the back, you gonna join us?"
I'm pretty comfortable where I am for now.
Very well. Well, look. Like I said, I got faith in you adventuring types. That's what you do. You adventure. So I think you'll find that super secret, super special magic item in that hoard and bring it right to me so that I can tell you everything Exidia needs to know about that crystalline growth and goop that she touched. Hell, might even throw in for free what I told that jester.
Scruffy?
Jester, I think he means the nimble round.
Nah, that one knows what I mean, and he's pointing at you, Kaz.
How do you know my fucking brother?
Like I said, I get around.
Why do you relate a jester to his brother? I'm just curious.
Again, he points to Kaz. That one knows.
Who told you of this? God,
Nobody had to tell me anything.
that's impossible. Someone had to tell you of this. Nobody knows.
Nobody knows what that jester did to your parents? Nobody knows what was said to that jester? No one knows how she gutted them on the stairs?
Who, who put you up to this? Who?
No one puts her some up to anything. He smashes some of the rocks out of the back wall again.
Kaz is going to try to regain some composure. Okay. Do you know where she is?
Look, man, I know lots of things. But sounds like you're not willing to pay the price for the first thing you wanted to know. Now you're asking me about a second thing? I don't know that you all know how bargaining works.
Oh God. We can't bargain. We can't bargain with something we don't have. None of us have it. We don't
Yeah, I
even know
know you
where
don't have it. I'm telling you to get it. You're going to get it for someone else. Get it for me.
Oh, fucking God.
And what do you want with it? We know what another interested party wants with it. What's
I want to make sure the other interested party doesn't get it.
and why is that?
Hmm.
Because
Let's
you don't.
call it, I don't know, friendly rivalry. Dude's almost as big a dick as Volo.
Does that name sound familiar?
Which name?
Hearsay.
To you?
Yeah.
It absolutely does.
Uh,
We can whisper about it after session.
yeah.
Well, this has been fun, but y'all have sort of taken the joy out of rock smashing. Um, but You did remind me of something. Nim, is it right?
Yeah.
It's a cute pet mouse you got there.
Yeah, I guess.
I got some pets too. And there are two sort of gelatinous looking oozes filled with this crystal infestation. Similar, but not exactly, Exidia, what you've seen. That sort of touched this whole thing off for you. And similar, but not identical to what all of you fought in the pit earlier on. Or some just says, now, the other thing that I will note is the bits of crystal that are infused and in some cases appear almost to be floating in these oozes. Looks, although it's not identical to what is infused in your antlers, Exidia, or in what you saw that started the initial reaction in you, and not the same as what y'all fought in the pit. It is, these crystalline structures, they do look almost identical to what you have seen lined on the crevices that led into this cave system, and the infused throughout the walls of these caves. Hersom just says, I want you to meet my pets. I've been letting them run around down here for a little bit. You know, having fun with the adventuring types. But you guys, you seem special. And as Kaz was saying, knows this place and these caves even better than I do. Well, let's find out. Have fun. And he starts going buck wild on this back wall, and there is some crumbling, and everybody needs to make me dex saves. Corsonus and Nim, it's going to be 18 for you, and Exidia, we'll call it 17, and Corsonus a 16. Jesus. Okay, so Nim is the only one who saves. I need everyone else to roll. I need Corsonus, Kaz, and Exidia each to roll a d6 for how much damage you take from falling rocks.
You might have to roll that for Exidia.
Okay, I can do that, no problem. That's a 1 for Exidia. I'm still on Whisper. In addition to the falling rocks, you hear genuine rumbling, and the back part of this room that he has broken out just starts collapsing completely, and it seems to be starting a chain reaction. These, where am I? These little guys move forward a little bit. Not a lot. They're pretty slow little guys. And here's what we're going to do. This place is collapsing, and you need to get out. As opposed to going into initiative, we're going to do an old-fashioned sort of skills challenge or skills check. 7 successes will get you out. 3 failures, right? And, well, we'll see what happens depending on how this works. What we are going to do is round robin. I am going to ask what you are doing to try and get the party out safely, right? How you are contributing. Each individual can only use an ability check once. So you can't just, like, for example, Exidia, I'm sure your survival skill is probably pretty high. You can't just sort of spam survival to try and get through this, right? Once you use it, you can't use it again. But other people can use it again, right? If you have spell slots or class features that you can use repeated times, you can use them as many times as you have slots or the feature allows for it to be used. Everybody understand the basic premise of what we're trying to accomplish here?
If so.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anybody have any questions before we get started? Okay. The only other thing that I will add, which isn't terribly difficult because we don't have a ton of time left in session, right? But I will be pushing a little bit in terms of actual time spent on this. So if there is a point where there's too much time hemming and hawing, trying to figure out what's going to happen or what we're going to do next or whatever, I'll give a warning, maybe 2, but if it continues, I'll just say, okay, that's a failure. It's taken too long to make the next step. Everybody understand?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody on board? All right. Here we go. Room's collapsing. These 2 oozes are coming after you. Here's some appears to have disappeared. What are you doing?
Sure.
Who's going first?
I'm just gonna pull out an old classic acrobatics and get to running first.
Okay, so what's your plan, Kaz?
I'm gonna be like ballet fucking skipping with the acrobatics.
Okay, so your
Yeah.
chief concern is the shit that's falling.
Yeah.
And you are just running, and at this point, I guess, for the first sort of phase of this, right, there isn't a lot of concern about what direction to go. So you're just running, making an acrobatics check to hope that you don't get smashed in the face. That accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't murder me.
Make me an acrobatics check, please.
Yeah.
You make it just down to here, right? Before you don't get smashed by a falling rock, but a rock falls right in your path and you can't slow down before you run into it and you are prone on the floor. That will count as neither success nor failure. Who's next? What are we doing to get the team out?
I would like to spam my bardic inspirations, actually.
Okay.
I know that's round by round, but like
we're
that's
not.
my
We're not going
focus.
round by round, so you can. Yeah. So
Yeah.
to whom? To everybody in the party?
Yes.
Okay. Great. Again, right? Not really making much forward progress, but not going backwards either. So we'll just count that as moving along. Who's next?
I want to try to, as I'm going, throw up a moonbeam behind us to
Okay.
like get in, to hinder the blobs.
Okay. Can you
Just want to throw it up and like plop it in here,
okay.
and kinda, like block this whole corridor.
Okay. What is the radius on a moonbeam?
To 5-foot radius.
Okay. So let's do this.
So it's like a 15-foot hallway. So there's 2.5 feet on either side of it.
Okay. Yeah, great. And I'm actually, Nim, I'm just going to move you down a little
Yes,
bit.
please.
So, great. Let's put that right about there. It's going to snap. So that's fine. All right. Yeah, we will count that as a success because you have made it more difficult for your pursuers to reach you. Great. 1 success, 0 failures. Pretty good defensive stuff right now. Not a lot of forward progress. Corsonis, you got something for us?
I got shatter.
Okay.
I will, if there is, stone in the way that would make a squeeze or something like that, I will break it, or I will blast the ceiling and attempt to drop it on them behind us.
Oh, I got you. I like that. So, let's
Or
say
catapults. Either one will succeed, or suffice. But catapults only smaller rocks. So
okay. Let's say as you are booking through the hallway, I'm gonna put all of you together here for a second. Hold on. As you're booking through this hallway, oops. And you make this turn and you're approaching this hallway. Some fallen rock has blocked the passage here, and you're going to use which one, shatter or catapult, to try and smash it?
I guess shatter, because catapult has a much smaller weight limit, whereas shatter will just do damage to it.
Okay, can you populate that spell so I can?
I gotta do that from my spell.
Great. There is no Constitution save for a rock. Let's let's roll those 3d8. See what sort of trouble we can get into. Oh yeah, fuck yeah! You turn this corner, you see this rock falling down to the one exit from this passageway that you need to get through. Corsonis, you fire this spell off, and there's a thud of it hitting the ground. Then there's the thunderous boom from your spell, and then there is the scatter shot sound of all these bits of broken rock hitting the various walls and some hitting the ceiling, as there is now just dust in the way. And that is success number 2. And you have come to a decision. Which way are you heading in this hallway? Who's up next?
Can I make a survival check to know which direction is to get back to the exit?
Certainly. Okay. Let me ask you a question, right? Because what you have seen, you remember that you guys came down this way, right? So you came from the right. However, you also seen Kaz on his wandering around. He came down from the left, right? So both things are viable. But what you remember, right, as you're running and instinctively, Nim and Corsonis, who are at the front, they've come from the right. That's the only thing they're aware of. So they're starting to make that right turn, right? You grab onto the back of Nim's shirt and yell at Corsonis, that if you go that way, you've got to climb up in that room. Right. And so,
Yeah, I want to avoid having to climb up.
right. So you, with a 20, remember that fact, direct everybody to head left. And that is success number 3. Great. Here you are in this hallway. What are we doing?
I think I want to follow in Corsonis's footsteps and make use of Shatter to like help eliminate like oncoming stone.
Okay. Fantastic.
Just to keep the path clearer so we have farther we can go without needing to move carefully.
Great. I will say this much. You encounter a similar situation to what just occurred as you're running up this hallway. Right about here, right? You hear a loud cracking, and then this portion of the wall just starts falling into the corridor. And it is a very large rock. Why don't you roll me that
if
3D? Yeah.
I'm kind of interested if instead of that happening, then if it's coming down like that, I think I actually want to throw Thunder Wave so it just gets shoved back
Okay.
as we get closer.
Okay. Populate Thunderwave for me.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, as you're running up here, this thing is falling into the passageway, right? And yeah, I like it. It doesn't do nearly enough damage to bust this thing up. It's just too large and too heavy. But as it's rolling into block your way, the thunder wave is just enough to alter its momentum so it rolls backwards a little bit. Now, this area here, right, is no longer a nice wide passage. It's sort of blocked and you have to get around on that side, but it's still open on that side, as is, the passage to your right over here. So that is success number 4. Who's up next? Where are we going?
Can I do a investigation check to see if I recognize that this is the path leading to the crack that we came in?
Yeah, sure. You're trying to figure out which one is the shortest path back to your.
Yeah, I could do a perception. But you survival.
Yeah, I don't think perception would really do it because no one was either leaving marks or making comments about paying attention to landmarks as they were coming in here. So either investigation or survival.
24.
Yeah. You say, you just yell out, head north, head north, head north, right? And easily enough, whoops. You all can start to squeeze through this crack here, right? As you do, that is success number 5, which is great. But you notice one of those black oozes squeezing through the wall to your left.
Well, I'd like to shatter that wall then.
Okay.
Just cover our bases. I know it's goo. Actually, it's goo. If I shatter that wall, it might be easier for it to get through. Ugh.
I'll throw up another moonbeam at it.
Here we go.
Okay. You're just going to put a moonbeam right in this hallway here, is my guess.
Yeah.
All right. You're at 6. What I am going to say is twofold at this point. You've done an excellent job slowing these things down. We're going to say that's not an issue at this point. The only issue now is, do you know how to get to the exit? So those are the only types of checks that are going to be meaningful at this point. Who's up next to try and get y'all out?
Ted, do you have any good ideas?
I really don't. I'm trying to think of what. I can. Sorry, I missed what this is. This radius.
That's a
here.
moonbeam to
Got
try and stop or at least slow down these oozes.
In that case, when the first one reaches into the moonbeam, I am going to try to. It looks like he is trying to lift an imaginary barbell, and I will cast levitate to keep one just sort of suspended in the
Okay.
air in the moonbeam.
That is going to be your first failure, right? Only because that works, right? But your problem is no longer trying to stop or slow these things down. You've spent plenty of time doing that, right? Your problem at this point for the entire party, right, is how do you get out of here? How do you find the exit? Anything that's not how to find the exit is going to be a failure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
So you're at 6 victories and 1 failure.
Are we
And
at the crack?
you still have bardic
Everyone
inspiration.
still has bardic inspiration.
And right now we've got like the special kind of inspiration, I think, that lets you re-roll the check. So if we want to just take gambles at like survival or even like intelligence-based memory checks, we stand good odds.
Am I able to do a survival again since I've already
Okay,
done a
wait.
survival? Or do I
You
need-
can't do a survival again. I think you're the only one who's done a survival check. I think everyone else can do a survival check. Kaz, you can't do another investigation check. You've done one of those already.
Quick question. Wait,
Yeah.
are we at the place where we climb down with the rope? Or?
No, thanks to Exidia's intelligence, or I'm sorry, survival check,
Oh.
she realized that if you went up this passageway, right, that was on the relatively steep incline, right, that you would be able to avoid having to climb in the middle of this expeditious retreat.
Okay, I will investigate.
All right, let's see it.
And you can roll a d6 and take twice and take the higher number if you want.
Okay, 16.
Okay. As you are winding through these caves, you are doing a pretty good job, right, of keeping everything straight. Until you get to about here, where things are just cramped and you get turned around just for a moment, and then you realize you make a call that you know what, I sort of remember this cramped area. I came into it from the north, so to get back to it I got to go back up north. And you head up, and at first you're disappointed because you're like, oh wait, this isn't where we came in, but you realize, aha, the other crack in the wall is over here, right? So you have made it to the exit. You have successfully thwarted the oozes without much difficulty, right? The final hurdle at this point, you've got a crevice here, deck saves to get through it. And everyone, Corsonus and Kaz, you both still have Bardic Inspiration.
Can I do something as well with this?
Yeah.
Can I cast Bless on everybody?
You can cast Bless, I believe, on 3 people.
Yeah, well, everybody except me.
Okay, gotcha.
Doesn't do anything for dexterity checks, though.
I thought it was
It
save.
was save, he said, right?
This is a save, right?
It was
Yeah,
an acrobatic
absolutely.
check to get in. But
That's true.
Well, we're going to call it a deck save because the whole thing's collapsing now.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Oh, and a d4.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nim makes it through. Corsonus makes it through. Exidium, everybody makes it through as the both good and bad news as you dust yourselves off and sort of take a look around as to what is going on. All 3 of these cracks seem to have completely collapsed in on themselves. Furthermore, based on the rumblings that you hear, it is highly likely that the entire cave system, if not whatever those strange rooms were, have also collapsed in on themselves. And we'll say the whole endeavor probably took 8 to 10 hours roaming around. Kaz, your speed is still 5 feet slower, but presuming you take a long rest this evening, that will be resolved. And I think we will, just for simplicity's sake, unless anyone has different feelings on it, we will say that you head back down the corridor and have the gate opened and are preparing to report to Durnan as a place to end session. How's everybody feel about that?
Sounds good.
Good.
Sounds good.
All right. Fantastic. Thanks, everybody.